All right, so we've made it to Poland. My train got a little delayed, so it is nighttime. So I'm not going to be able to get anything tonight. But I just wanted to show you guys, we are here. Welcome to Poland. We are on our way to find a currency exchange because the hostel that I'm staying in wants 600 of the Polish currency and they don't take card. So I have to trade in my cash to try and add up to that. If I'm being honest, I feel pretty under the weather today. One thing I would love to say about Poland so far is that it is absolutely stunning. Now, if I'm being honest, I still kind of feel like a dope for walking around and recording. But we put the hat on that we got from my friend Matthias because, I mean, it is hot and the sun is bright, dude. I mean, really bright. I have really sensitive eyes, so it bothers me. One thing that I'd like to point out about these European countries, and I don't know if it's because of the amount that I'm walking or the food that I'm eating or just because I'm in a different place, but I feel very good mentally and physically. We got the hostel all situated, got that all paid for. Now we're on our way to meet up with our friend Vincent so he could show me around Warsaw. All right, so we've made it to the meeting spot. Here's my friend Vincent.
Howdy, y'all.
He's a photographer, so I'll make sure to put his Instagram right here, along with down in the description.
Very famous and rich and successful.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
He's gonna be showing me around the city.
This commemorates the Warsaw Ghetto. We are here,
Okay.
and the Warsaw Ghetto was this part of Warsaw that was walled off, and they put all the Jews in there. They gathered them there, and then, through the years, they sent them off to like extermination camps.
Okay.
Camps.
So right here, this outline was where the ghetto wall was.
The reason that there are so many parks in Warsaw is because of the war.
Right.
Like, when you wipe out a city, you have a lot of space for parks. By the way, I have a story from here. So my grandma, she took part in the uprising in 44.
Mm-hmm.
There was a ghetto uprising in 43, but the year after, the non-Jewish population, most of the city, also did an uprising, and they were also slaughtered. But my grandma, she was running around this part, and she saw a resistance fighter. I don't know if it was there or at the next gate, calling for his mother.
This is where your grandma was fighting.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, she was what do you call those? A medic.
Yeah.
So she didn't shoot Germans. She had a gun. So this resistance fighter had got hit in his stomach. His bowels were coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just calling for his mother.
No kidding.
The problem is that when the Russians took over, right after the uprising, you weren't allowed to talk about the uprising.
No kidding.
Yes, because it was, in some sorts anti-Russian. It was like a last effort for Poland to free itself so it could be an independent nation again.
So what would happen if you were to talk about the uprising?
You could be taken by what corresponded to the KGB.
Okay.
Interrogation, imprisonment. My grandpa was in prison for, 8 to 10 months.
Has he ever told you about it?
He died in 1960, so there's a lot we don't know what he did. But yeah, he spent some time in a prison.
No kid.
Along with a lot of other men.
Look right here. This is just beautiful.
Wow. Yeah, it's an old palace.
What palace is it?
Pałac Krasiński.
I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that.
It belonged to some noble family, but it's most probably rebuilt like the rest of this city.
So whenever you say rebuilt, did they use the original platforms maybe, or the outlines of the buildings to remake them?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're reused as much as possible. When they rebuilt the old town area, they actually used old paintings,
Really?
and they rebuilt the buildings in that style. The paintings from the 18th century, I think. So it actually didn't look like the city before the war. It was a very, very dense city.
Okay.
Actually, not that great to live in for many people.
Really?
You know, it was just so dense.
This is one of those streets that cars aren't allowed on. And personally, I think that is amazing. I feel like it should be implemented a lot more because not only is there no traffic, you don't have to worry about getting hit by a car.
Yeah.
But it is just beautiful.
Don't film the car. This is the new town. Like back in the day, this was the newest part of town, like 300 years ago, 400.
Okay.
So we could say this is the beginning of the old town.
Okay.
But you know, it's funny because it's the new town. But that's just, you know, where we're beginning today. And
What are we looking at here?
well, this is the rebuilt old town wall.
Okay.
Before the war, it wasn't this visible. Some of it had become parts of houses, like the walls. They would reuse the old town wall as one of the walls,
As in using the materials from them or building them into the walls?
building them into parts of the walls.
No kidding.
So after the war, they rebuilt the walls and made them very visible. So now we're in the heart of the old town.
So you would say this is more the touristy area?
Yeah, definitely. We're in the heart of it. I wonder if these boxes are even
I wonder what they're doing.
like real. You know, they would have a little machinery inside that created music, but this might just be, you know, MP3 playing, but I don't know. It's a new thing.
They could be cheating the system. So what is that building all the way over there?
That is the castle.
I don't know if y'all could see that.
That was
It looks
totally
amazing.
rebuilt.
Really?
Yeah, and I think it was rebuilt in the 70s.
Okay.
So it stood as a ruin for some decades before they actually rebuilt it. In Berlin, I don't know if you saw it, there was a church that was bombed, and they have kept it as a ruin. But they have kept it on purpose, like that.
This was all rebuilt in the 50s, 60s, but
40s, 50s, maybe. But
Okay.
this castle, I think, in the 70s. As a historian, I don't really like to say stuff I'm not sure I know
of course.
for sure. But they waited with this castle because it's huge.
Yeah, it's massive.
It's only for the
Look at that.
kids. Yeah, it's
There's a big old teddy bear out there.
it's pretty big.
So we stopped by this juice stand, about 15 zloty for this drink. This is a mango drink. It looks delicious and it smells amazing. Yeah, it's amazing.
This is the presidential palace
Okay.
where the Polish president conducts his official business.
Official business.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they still had pieces of the palace. I thought they cleaned it all up.
Not this one. It's a symbol. There have been some ideas to rebuild the palace. You know, that was a really big palace. I think people think it doesn't look like something's ruined. Like it's nice. It's painted, and there are soldiers in there and an eternal flame and all that stuff. It kind of looks like they are rebuilding this stuff. I had no freaking idea. Like they've made these walls, like they're building stuff behind the walls, and it says palace.
So is that plot all of the palace?
Not the entire area. There was actually an Orthodox church, like closer to us.
Okay.
Yeah, check this out.
Where are we going?
Here. This was the palace, okay? This is what's left. This is what you can see.
So that's right there.
Yeah. So
No
now,
kidding.
It looks like they're going to rebuild the rest, which is a pretty big deal.
How much would that cost, would you say? Like a rough estimate, rather.
Between a whole bunch and a fuckload.
I love that. I love that so
I have
much.
no idea. But
Between a whole bunch and a fuckload.
it is going to be extremely expensive. Yeah, they are seriously rebuilding this palace. That is insane.
What's over here? Sorry. All this stuff. Is this from the original palace?
Yeah.
So this is where, yeah, right there.
And this was blown up by the Nazis intentionally. They weren't trying to kill people in the palace. They blew it up so the Polish people wouldn't have all the pretty stuff.
Really? So they were just trying to destroy the architecture?
Yes.
It's very interesting to me how they decided to rebuild the buildings instead of trying to wipe it over and start again. I think that's very cool.
We're entering the area of the city that was not rebuilt in the old style.
So we just got done eating at a milk bar. They serve lots of soups, lots of different types of soups. I had a cold soup for the first time. What was it called again?
Khodnik.
Khodnik. Did I say that right? Khodnik.
It's getting worse. It's getting worse.
Khodnik.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, I had Khodnik, and it was all right. Wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I feel pretty filled up. Now we're on our way to the clock tower. What's the actual name of it?
Pałac Kultury.
Say that again?
It's the Culture Palace.
The Culture Palace, yes. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce the right name because I know I'd butcher it.
I think it might be Culture and Science Palace. But,
Okay.
But it's that thing.
It's that thing. So you said you could go inside of there and up to the top, right?
Yep.
All right, so we're going to this underground section right now that he showed me a little bit further back. I didn't get to get a video of it, but it's really cool. It's like they have a whole city down here. Look at this. It is insane. I mean, it is literal insanity. I would have never known that this was here. And I bet you a lot of people that travel here never even find this because not everybody meets a guy like Vincent. It is crazy, though, that there's just a whole underground here. You said it's a lot more in Kiev?
Yeah.
Okay. Sadly, we can't make that trip. I really want to. Dad said no. If you're watching this, I'm not going, don't you worry.
He's missing out.
As you can see, it just keeps on going. It's a massive area.
Before you leave Poland, you gotta eat punchki.
Punchki.
Yeah.
All right.
Alec. What up?
What up, Vincent? So like I said, he is a photographer. I'll make sure to put that down in the description.
That symbol is a symbol of the uprising.
That one? Okay. Also, I love your shirt, by the way. I want to show you guys.
Yeah, it's my ID card. McLovin. Anyone heard about it?
See you, man.
Have a good day.
All right, you too, brother.
See ya.
Parting ways with Vincent. Very good lad. But he showed me all around Warsaw, pretty much. All the main destinations, and I'm very grateful for that. So if you're seeing this, Vincent, thank you very much. Hopefully I get to see Vincent again. Somebody's in trouble.